You're listening to Emerson Whitner's NXT Report on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Emerson Whitner, and this is your NXT audio update for Wednesday, July 15th, 2015. Last night, live on tape on the WWE Network, it was Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship, and we'll get into that, because that is the main event. But first, the rest of the card. We kick things off with the brand new team of Jason Jordan and Chad Gable defeating Elias Sampson and Steve Cutler. Jordan finally gave in to teaming with Gable after literally many weeks of being shot down. They worked very well together. Gable got to shine while Jordan got to stand there and look impressed that this little dorky guy was looking so great. They got the win with an alley-oop back suplex. What happened was Jordan tossed, I believe it was Steve Cutler, into the air, and Chad Gable caught him and hit him with the back suplex, hit the bridge, and got the 3 count. And they're 1-0. Samoa Joe was in action. He submitted new fellow Axel Tischer. Axel Tischer's from Germany, and in the immortal words of Art Donovan, "Oh, he's a big boy." Axel, I couldn't tell you his stats. It's probably about 6'4", probably in the range of 280. He's a nice, large person. I don't know if he has much personality, but if he's got any skill at all, I think he's got a good future to him. Axel did get a little bit of offense in, including kicking Joe right in the mouth, but literally everything he did was just a setup for Samoa Joe to do his offense. He dropped him with the corner Uranagi. Joe then won with the Muscle Buster and tapped him out to the Coquina Clutch. So he debuted the Coquina Clutch, the rear naked choke, on NXT here tonight. We then got a wacky Baron Corbin video package. And NXT has come a long way, or I guess WWE has come a long way, in that they're signing a lot of guys from ROH and, New Japan, and people who made their name on, outside of WWE, which is something they haven't done in years. And this video package with Baron Corbin reminded you that their views really haven't changed much. As Baron put down people like Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe, all of whom are people who made their name wrestling indie shows in front of 50 people and are popular on the internet, while he's much better because he used to play football. And he won 4 football conference championships by himself. Rolling my eyes now. He also claimed to be the baddest man in the NFL, which of course is why he left the NFL for the $26,000 a year gig that is WWE developmental. Eva Marie was out next to take things from bad to worse. Eva Marie got the biggest reaction on the show up to this point. Unfortunately for Miss Marie, it was all negative. Nobody likes this woman. And Eva, I don't know if this is supposed to be her gimmick. I don't know if she's supposed to be a babyface. But Eva just pretended instead of booing her, they were all cheering her instead. Like, it wasn't like an insincere Bo Dallas thing. It was a, legit, hey, I'm a babyface and you all love me type thing. And they don't. No one loves her. Except my brother, and he doesn't even watch the show. But then she announced she's wrestling next week, which caused me to quit reviewing NXT, and starting next week I'm going to review Impact. That's how much I don't want to watch Eva Marie wrestle. We then got the tag team champions in action, Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy. They defeated Angelo Dawkins and Sawyer Fulton. I really need to stop calling them Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy because they don't have first names anymore. It's just Blake and Murphy. Dawkins wrestled this entire match by himself. He did look good at the start. He got cut off. And they just beat him down. They did get the heat with the developmental chin lock, because every person in developmental seemingly just does the chin lock. Dawkins fought back and got so close to making the hot tag, but Blake had snuck around to the other side of the ring and tripped Fulton up, dragging him off the ring apron, and the champs won with the running suplex and frog splash. After the match, the champions attacked Sir Fulton and beat him down, and Alexa Bliss stood on the middle rope encouraging her boys, and so the champs walked over, picked up Alexa, and tossed her high into the air, and she did the sparkle splash to Fulton. I'm gonna bet a few dollars that Alexa Bliss used to be a cheerleader. I don't know this for a fact, but just watching her move and watching her flip around, you just get the feeling that she used to cheer. Up next, Sami Zayn is here. The former NXT champion came out with his arm in a sling. The fans didn't react at first. I think they were expecting Kevin Owens or some other heel to come out using Sami Zayn's theme instead, like what happened a few months ago. But once Sami actually came out, they, wet themselves. Sami said he hasn't forgotten about the fans and is happy that they haven't forgotten him either. His update is that things aren't going very well. 2014 was the best year of his career, ending with the highest of highs as the NXT champion. Then we go to 2015, which not only did he lose the NXT title, he got injured twice, and at this point doesn't think he's going to be back until 2016. So his goals? He wants to find a comfortable spot to sleep in, he wants to raise his arms more than 90 degrees, and he's going to come back to win the NXT championship. He stated there's no better motivator than revenge, and he is going to get his revenge on Kevin Owens, saying that even though Kevin is on Raw every week, when Sami's arm heals, he is coming for Kevin Owens. We got the video from Comic-Con last week where Mr. William Regal announced that on August 22nd at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Finn Balor will defend the NXT Championship against former champion Kevin Owens. Kevin told Finn to enjoy being champion while it lasted. Finn talked about how great it was to win the NXT title in Tokyo and how it was a dream come true. And that led us to the main event. Sasha Banks to putting the belt on the line. The 8 pounds of silver against Charlotte. These two were once members of the Beautiful Fierce Females, the BFFs. That relationship crumbled when Charlotte won the women's title at NXT TakeOver last May. They battled at TakeOver Our Revolution in December. Sasha finally won the belt in a 4-way at TakeOver Rival, and here we are tonight. These two ladies fought like two people who have wrestled each plenty of times before. We had counters, reversals, reversal of counters, counter of reversals, and that was just the first 5 minutes of the match. Sasha got the heat by dropping her knees right into the midsection of Charlotte. Charlotte at one point did the Flair flop, so Sasha mocked her by doing the Ric Flair strut. Sasha hit the backstabber, but didn't turn it into the bank statement like usual. Instead, she stretched Charlotte completely backwards before locking on a head scissors. Charlotte got a near fall with the spear. Sasha got one with a backslide, and then another with this really cool-looking cross-arm neck breaker. Sasha actually freaked out at one point when she gave Charlotte a victory roll, and Charlotte kicked out. Sasha went for the figure 4, but Charlotte kicked her off and slapped on the move herself. Charlotte somehow ripped out part of her hair while doing it, and the two rolled into the ropes. Charlotte fell to the floor, still with the hold locked in, and so they sold it like it hurt Sasha's knee even more than before. And finally, after some more roll-ups, Sasha locked on the bank statement, and Charlotte cleanly tapped out. Sasha cried as she was handed her belt after this hard-fought victory. The ladies hugged, the credits rolled, and that was that for this week. So, next week, we have Eva Marie. We go from Sasha Banks versus Charlotte to Eva Marie. Between her and Dana Brooke, I think this show is going to be the death of me. Finally. But until that happy moment, by the way, cheap plug before we get going, on my podcast, the Wrestling Outsiders Podcast, which you can click over to blogtalkradio.com/wrestlingoutsiders. Last night, we were joined by former ECW announcer and manager Joel, insert lewd nickname here, Gertner, for about the first 30 minutes of the show. So head on over there right now, listen to that great interview, and tune in again next week right here on AngryMarks.com. I'll be here. What about you? So long.
You're listening to Emerson Whitner's NXT Report on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.